You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Polow and Tell, is that you?
Mic check, waifu. King Teliano, is that you?
What's up, Polow? How was your H-Town visit?
Lovely, bro. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But this is episode 103 of Mic Check with Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure y'all go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code Waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by Don'tTalkShop.com. Use the offer code Waifu15 on that website as well. I would like to give a special shout out to our Patreon producers. Monique Williams, Aaron Brown, Explicitly, Treeses, Shanti, and Connor. Thank y'all so much for supporting this and multiple episodes of Mic Check Waifu. There is a lot to talk about today. But first, I want to talk about my experience in the H-Town.
Let's go.
So, went down there for an interview situation. I'm not going to give the details on that yet, but it was a good time. I ate at so many different ramen places. I flew on a plane for the first time ever in my life. I know that's different for a lot of people, but for me, I guess I'm a late bloomer because everywhere else I went, like I've been to Texas before and I've been to plenty of places, but we drove everywhere. So this was my first time on a plane, and that was unique. That was a unique situation. It was only unique because I didn't have an anxiety attack at all. Which was shocking for me because I was expecting to, only because it was my first time flying, tight spaces, all that rigmarole, but it wasn't too bad. I had a good time. But obviously y'all saw that, linked up with Tel, of course. Went to that big ass mall, the Galleria. That shit is insane.
That mall is super nice.
Way too nice. Super busy too. I didn't like that at all, but it was nice. I enjoyed my time in H-Town. I can't wait to officially move there. to just, set up shop, man. Set up shop.
Do our thing.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good time. Also, looked at a spot too.
Oh,
real nice. Way too nice for me.
Well, I feel like anything you look at is gonna be real nice.
Yeah, true.
I know your taste.
True. I live in Avon Lake, for peeps' sake.
Yeah.
It got to be nice, and they got to have a washer and dryer in it too. I can't be washing at a laundromat. I just can't do it.
I understand that too.
I've never done that once in my life, and I lived a few places. But anyway, this is 103 on Mic Check Waifu. We got a lot to talk about today, so I think we should get to it. Tell, how are you though?
I am great. We still in the Airbnb right now.
True.
We're going to a different location soon because we're still waiting for our house to be built. So we're gonna be switching out from the Airbnb to like this like house-esque hotel. It's like a townhouse hotel.
Okay.
We'll be there until the house is finished.
Clean. Estimation on that?
First week of July.
Clean.
So
I'm excited for y'all.
time.
I'm so excited for y'all.
Would be sooner if it didn't rain so much here, but apparently, it's spring. It's spring season, so it's gonna rain.
Yeah, I mean, we used to that here, but down there,
nah, bro. It literally is. So what they told us is the issue isn't having a rainy day; it's having a rainy week. So like since we've been here, it's only really been like 2 days it didn't rain, and they got to put down like cement, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they're also like the side of our house isn't like just like bricks. It's like actual rocks, and they have to like cement those into place too. So like the rock structure can't just be like, you can't put it in place and then it rain and then
Right.
make it all loose or whatever. So
Yeah. All bad. All bad. Well, it'll be done sooner or later, and you'll be good from there.
Exactly. I'm patient. We patient.
True. I can't wait till you get back there though, or get into a house.
Right, bro. Me either.
I'm sure y'all looking forward to that. How is the Airbnb though?
It's nice. I would give you a tour if I could walk around the place, but it's what's this? It's 1, 2. This is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, little backyard. It's actually around the same size as our house is going to be.
Oh, sweet.
Just this one's a little bit wider. Our house is a little bit longer.
Got you.
I think the bedrooms are bigger in our house. So
is it expensive?
We paid like.
I mean, you ain't got to go into detail if you don't want to, but I just asking
I think we paid like $1,500 to stay here.
Jesus.
For the month.
I guess that's like a mortgage. Ain't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, to think like, I ain't got to worry about no utilities at the end of the month. True. And this is just like, we just paying this and that's just it. To think that literally last month we basically paid the same thing for a place with less rooms. Valid point.
Valid point. I know. I do want to mention that we just watched that Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight. Oh boy, what a waste of time that was. So we started the podcast a little later.
It was literally a Floyd Mayweather versus himself fight because Floyd Mayweather had to decide on what he wanted to do.
Exactly. We just watched it, a hug off, which is fine. I didn't pay for it. We watched it on a site that shall not be named. So
right,
we ain't come out of nothing. But the people that did, though, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry if y'all paid for that. If y'all pay for that, tweet at us and make sure y'all follow our Twitter at MikeCheckWaifu and our Instagram.
We respect you, and also we don't disrespect you, but
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Twitter, I have to go to Twitter. So tell a quick story. Maybe become antagonist for a little bit. Not sure yet, but we got to mention something because somebody got a little outrageous on the timeline. All right. So let's see here. I got to scroll down on the homie. Shout out to Aaron from Black Anime, the Black Anime podcast. I'm going to a specific tweet. Here it is. Boom. I want to give the full context of what this was. So Black Anime, or Aaron at Black Anime podcast, says Annie Twitter be rolling Annie Twitter be rolling around with the same topics every month. Dubs versus subs, best new gen, big 3, etc. Don't y'all ever get tired of arguing about the same things? And then somebody quote tweeted that. Okay. It said, it's like 100 of y'all Black Anime podcasts and y'all remix the same topics.
Here we go.
So
goodness.
Shout out to our circle. Our circle came through and just mentioned the fact that you're not talking about Black Anime, worst gen, Black Anime, getting a Mecca, and Might Check Waifu. You can't be, because for one, every last one of those podcasts are absolutely unique. Okay. I must say, like, yes, now hear me out. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect to anybody else doing the podcast thing, because we know how it is and we respect you just as much. But there are a few anime podcasts that do rehash the same topics over and over and over. I get that. I understand that. But you have to look harder if that's all you're seeing are those podcasts, because there are super unique podcasts like ours, for example. I'm going to go into ours specifically because guess what? This is our podcast, Might Check Waifu. Our podcast is tailored to give you what's current in the seasonal realm of anime, on top of dope conversation that don't have anything to do with the typical, typical shonen bullshit conversation. Right. We kind of avoid it, to be honest. We try to bring something new to people who don't watch as much anime or can't watch as much anime as we can, just to give somebody a list of stuff that they can go back to and watch and find something new to talk about, specifically on a Twitter timeline. So before you talk about, anime podcasts, understand that we are different. Our circle is very different. I'm not going to disrespect you because I don't know you, but I just want you to know we are predicated on being different. Shout out to Blind Anime. Shout out to Worst Gen. Shout out to Black Anime. Shout out to Inside the Mind of a Blur podcast.
Getting the Mecca.
Casters. Yes, Bill Casters. Those are all extremely unique podcasts that you can check out. So if y'all are tired of the typical conversations, check those people out. You're incredible. They're all over our Twitter. So if you want, follow us at Mike Check Waifu and follow them as well. So let's go now to anime.
Right. This is an anime podcast, as Polow said.
Yeah. Specifically, bro, what was a standout show that you would want to talk about this week?
Standout episode this week was 86, but that's going to be in the spoiler talk.
Yes.
Because I'm going to say it now. 86 had my favorite episode this week.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with that. There's a gripe that I have with 86 though that I want to talk about. It's a story beat that we're going to talk about in the spoiler half of the show, which is after the music break. But 86, between 86 and Vivy, man. Tokyo Revengers was real good, but it was what we expected.
And also, Unbothered Mike, I think, is watching Vivy now.
Oh, is he?
He said Vivy and Tokyo Revengers, the MVPs of this season, and I had to throw in there. You had to add in 86 because all three of those. Yes, sir. The season is fire.
Yes, sir.
For those three alone, but also there's just so much to go along with those anime this season. Like there's just so many like I'm just gonna say it now. Like Shadow's House, Haji Hiro, Ozumaki. Mm-hmm. Those are just some anime right off the bat that like I'm okay with watching. Like they're not bad anime in any sense. And I'm just gonna throw this out there as well. I think that the Saints' Magic Powers Omnipotent is like my new comfort anime.
Yes.
Like I low key turn it on and I'm just like, this is cool.
All right, so chill. Let's do this. Okay. So me and Tel discussed, we decided that right before we discussed the next season of anime, which is going to be episode 104, we're going to discuss what's coming in the summer of 2021. But before that, we're going to, every season from here on out, we're going to discuss a must watch list for the spring anime season. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to put together a list of anime that you must watch this spring season. I don't know how long it's going to be. Maybe we try to keep it at like 10. Just give 10 of like must watches this season. Some of them we obviously aren't done yet, but some of them are coming to a close next week. Some of them are like, some of them we watched and didn't finish because we want to binge it. We're just going to talk about them all in general and feel like we can give you guys a list of 10 that we could talk about. But before we get into that watch list real quick, if you don't mind, Tel, I got something special for one of our listeners, one of our favorite listeners, actually. This is for my Moody. Right. I'm going to call her my Moody because I'm going to hook her up with the Slice of Life list. Now, she was looking for some messy slice of life. Now, Moody, I try my best to find the messiest, but messy isn't really that popular in anime, unfortunately. But I did find some with some drama that I think you might like. So if you've seen all of these, I'm sorry, but it's a short list, so bear with me, my Moody. All right, here we go. Relife. Relife is one of my favorite romances. Tada Never Falls in Love. It's pretty good. Convenience Store Boyfriends actually has some mess in it. So Convenience Store Boyfriends is a good one. Orange, if you want to get blown back a little bit, that's a sad one. Just Because is a pretty good one with a little mess, a little slight mess. More so wholesome than anything. Golden Time, I guarantee you'll cry if you watch Golden Time. Masamune Kun's Revenge, that one's just hilarious. It's a funny one, but it's a good one. And Orisuki. Orisuki is another funny one that has slight drama, but nothing is as extreme as Scum's Wish or Domestic Girlfriends. You know, the stuff we like. But I figured I'd give you a short list of some drama anime. If you find any messy slice of life anime like Domestic Girlfriend or Scum's Wish, please let me know at Polow Bornfly on Twitter or at Mike Check Waifu or even at Moody Senpai, let us know so we can recommend it to each other in the larger audience.
Polow with the messy recommendation though.
I'm trying, man. I looked everywhere though. I try my best. So again, Moody, if you've seen those, let me know. I'll get another list together for you for 104. All right, Tel. Let's start this list of 10 must watches for this spring anime season, 2021 spring anime season.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna start from the bottom.
Hold on. Let me kind of rehash this list really quick because there are some that I haven't watched yet, but are like I have them on my list as must watches because like I know I want to finish them.
Okay. Yeah, same. 10 may be a lot. Is it even 10? Let me see. Yes, definitely.
Well, I think the guaranteed must watches is about like 6. Everything else after that is like, this is cool. Okay, so let's do 6 and then bring in some honorable mentions then. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna start off at 6. Let's say, oh, this is tough. This is gonna be tougher than I thought. But I must say at 6, 7 Nights Revolution, Hero Successor. What you think? Yeah, 7 Nights I think is interesting enough. I have been personally enjoying 7 Nights. Just it's not as good as some of the other stuff on the list. Right.
Like you don't have to break it back to watch it, but it's good
at all.
It's definitely good. It's what can we say? It's in the realm of those school anime, right? So those school battle anime, for instance, you know, Chivalry of a Failed Knight or Asterisk War, if you're into that. What's the more recent one?
What's the most popular one? Irregular High School.
Irregular High School, yes. It's in that realm. Definitely not as good as those, to be honest, but it's still real good. Real good. I would it's definitely not as good as what's that? Anos Voldigo one. Oh fuck, I can't think of it. The Misfit Demon King Academy. Yeah. It's in that realm.
Season 2, you know.
Yeah, I'm so excited for season 2 for real.
Must watch
number 5.
Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent.
Yes, I agree with that. But I think we should hire that one and bring in Full Dive.
Full Dive above that?
Yes.
Or Full Dive before
at 5.
that?
Yeah, before that. So Full Dive, the ultimate next gen. Full Dive RPG is even shittier than real life. Great comedy anime. Okay. I feel like this will make you laugh a few times, but it isn't as bad as the other comedy anime that came out this season, like the one you were talking about. What was that one you mentioned? Something.
Patents Will Be Dispatched.
That bullshit, yeah. It's not that bad. At least
it's not as bad as X-Arm.
Right. And it has a story that's actually intriguing in a sense of for what it's worth kind of deal, you know? I do think actually I might even say put this at 6 and put 7 at 5.
7 Nights at 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would have rather y'all watch 7 than this, but I would still say this is a gem for sure. For sure.
Okay.
But then at 4, Omnipotent definitely goes there.
I also kind of want to put see, the thing is you haven't watched it yet, but I know I talk about it every week, but Shadow's House. I think Shadow's House is better than 7 Nights.
So should we knock out 7 Nights for now?
No, because I think 7 Nights is definitely a good watch.
Okay.
I just think because I'm thinking of like stuff that I just turn on and I enjoy just having it on. Like I've been keeping up with Shadow's House every week because it's just intriguing. Whereas 7 Nights, I think what's different is that it's not like unique in any way.
Right.
So yes, I think it's a good watch, but I don't think it's as unique as Shadow's House. So I prefer to watch Shadow's House over 7 Nights.
Okay. Well, let's kick off Full Dive for now. We could do that. I trust you. Because I'm not that sold on Full Dive. I like it just fine. It's great for me. You know, Polo personally enjoys, but I'm okay with not putting it as a recommendation for everybody. You know what I mean?
Well, look, we only at 7 right now, so we can keep Full Dive on. And if everything else kind of like falls,
okay, then we'll end up creating that list of 10. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Man, maybe we should go 10 because Mars Red is one that's real good too. Not a lot of people will rock with that.
Yeah, I didn't even start that one yet.
Yeah, not a lot of people will rock with that art style, but I do like it a lot. Mars Red is fine. I definitely think Omnitent goes higher than all of everything that we mentioned so far.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So what does that put that one at?
So Full Dive, 7 Nights, Shadow's House, Saints Magic.
Yes.
So Saints Magic would be, what's that, number 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what would be at number 6?
Okay. Wait. No, we're going backwards. We're working down.
Yeah, so like 10 would be Full Dive.
Okay, yeah, my fault.
9 would be 7 Nights. 8 would be Shadow House. 7 would be Saints Magic. So I think number 6, I would put as probably is gonna be between. I think I would put Uzumaki. Or no, fuck that. I'd rather watch Uzumaki. My Hero Academia. Because I definitely think Uzumaki, Hachihiro.
This is 6, right?
Yeah, I think Uzumaki, Hachihiro, 86, Vivy, Tokyo Revengers are all better than My Hero.
Yes, do it. My Hero at 6 for sure. I agree with that. Though I am enjoying what we've gotten recently within the last 3-4 episodes. I did enjoy those episodes a lot.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. And I actually think that by the end of this season, it may be better than some of those.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's gonna be better than Hachihiro this season.
The pacing,
well, it could be. It depends.
The pacing of My Hero for the first 11 episodes don't stand a candle or a fucking chance in hell to those other anime.
I do agree with that. I just think that if they do the next half of the season right, the plot could be good enough to bring it up to like a 9, maybe a 9.5.
As an overall, or just the plot?
As an overall, like not the entire season. No, just the plot.
Okay.
Like the plot specifically itself can go from like a 6.5 to like a 9.5 because of how they start to elaborate and expound on things. But
speaking of My Hero,
it's all based on
conjecture. Speaking of My Hero, I committed to reading it after the season is done.
My brother.
Yeah, so when the season is done, I'm fully committed to reading it. Hold me to it. Episode 103, Polo commits.
This is a good time. This is a good time to pick it up because, damn, bro.
Shout out to Treesus and Rob J and the gilded.gg/mic check. Had a little discussion in the general channel about it, so I'm gonna pick it up.
I appreciate y'all.
So number 5, this is where it gets wishy-washy. Maybe not though. Uzumaki, number 5.
I agree with that.
Even though I won't
argue that.
I love Uzumaki, but I would just rather watch Hachihiro at 4. Right?
I agree with that as well. Okay. That's exactly what I was going with.
Now, this is where it's gonna get crazy, bro.
Look, I feel like my opinion on this is worthy of getting me slandered on the timeline.
Do it. No, wait.
But I don't care.
Oh shit. Okay. Talk to me.
Because I'm putting Tokyo Revengers at number 3.
That's not surprising.
Okay. I'm putting Tokyo Revengers at number 3. And then I'm 86 and Vivy. But like this most recent episode for me for 86, really, to me, I'm loving 86's story. And it's really hard for me to put 86 at second. But Vivy, also, I'm loving the entirety of Vivy from like top to bottom. So it's like sound design, everything, plot, pacing, characters, animation, all of it. I'm loving it. So like I'm putting Vivy at 1 because it's just overall like just top tier. But the story for 86 right now is what's hitting me the hardest. But 86, I got to put at like 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we agree with that. Like,
okay. We brothers though, so
yeah, like it's so hard. Now, again, this is not saying that Tokyo Revengers is bad. We fucking love it just as much as we love these other two. But as far as must watches go, Vivy has to be a must watch. Now, this is a mic check waifu as list because Vivy for us is story centric. It's so story heavy, so dialogue heavy. Again, that if you miss a sentence of subtitles, you can miss an entire plot of an episode, which is special, which is a special thing to do.
The dub is 2 episodes in, by the way.
There's a dub. Oh shit, I didn't even know there was dubbing this joint. Okay,
it sounds good.
Okay, now I'm even excited for that. I'm excited. I'm mad excited for that because I did not know it was going to be a dub for it. So, yeah. Okay. Holy shit. I might have to do a rewatch.
Yep, it's 2 episodes in and it sounds good.
Okay. Damn. So with the dub being out, that makes it even more obtainable or to watch.
More people should be able to watch it because they don't have to worry about subs only.
Yeah, because you can miss some shit in sub. So like it's crazy, but it's real good. So it's mic check waifu heavy because we're so story centric, but you know, this is us. This is what y'all listen to us for. Now, number 2, definitely 86. Bar none. Like I said, there is one gripe with this story. I kind of felt like it was, you know, but we're gonna talk about it in spoiler half of the show. But everything else in 86, the drama, the suspense, the direction of the show, how they break up each episode into 2 halves with the both sides is so fucking clean. It's such a clean anime, like story wise too. You cannot deny it. So Vivy is that number 1 must watch for the spring for us. Number 2, definitely a must watch for 86. Shout out to Fear. Number 3, Tokyo Revengers. Obviously, it's one of the most popular shows this season, which is understandable because it adheres to that meathead sense of the anti-Twitter sphere, which is cool because I enjoy it too. And the story is also really, really good.
What is it? It's a meathead anime with so many layers still.
Yes.
Like, it still has the layers to it. So that's why we love it, because you gave us some like overall broadly type stuff with some, hey, listen, this is really good story.
Yes.
And
characters too.
Overall, really good story, characters, and you have no idea where it could go in the future. I love it.
Me too. It's Tokyo Revengers is definitely worthy of top 3. Now again, this list is a list of stuff that you must watch. So it's not like, you know, it's a rating or anything. It's just stuff that you must watch. We will obviously put out this list in like a picture format so everybody can see what we did here. We're gonna have a nice little special thing for you for that. But I mean, I thought it was gonna be more of a debate.
Nah, I guess I thought it was too. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be more of a debate.
Yeah, but it's kind of easy. It's kind of easy to make.
I mean, we agree. I think the way we thought this list out, because like I think the only thing on this list that either of us have not seen, I haven't seen Full Dive, and you haven't seen Shadow's House. But I think realistically, if you watch Shadow's House, I think you would actually enjoy it,
right? Even
though it's just like, it's just good. It's just a mystery anime with slice of life elements. Full Dive, I already know I'm gonna like it.
It's hilarious.
I just haven't started it yet.
It's cool.
7 Nights, I think we can agree 7 Nights is good. It just ain't like as good as like some of the other stuff.
Right.
You know? Polow, you got me hooked on the slice of life this month or this season with the Uzumaki and Haji Hero.
Yes, sir. Real good. There is some stuff that we can throw in here, right? Like we can throw in.
If we throw in the miscellaneous, Shaman King, I think is one.
Yes.
Because this iteration of Shaman King, I think, is super smooth, pretty interesting in general. That's like an honorable mention.
Yeah. Mars Red is a great like vampire like mystery kind of supernatural deal that's super clean, all voice acted and dubbed. I don't even think there's a Japanese sub for it. Yes, it is. I did see that. but it's super good. 10 episodes in, so far so good.
The Way of the House Husband. Look, I know people are not gonna like the way it looked, but the overall like hilariousness of this anime, it is honestly the funniest anime of the season. So 100% The Way of the House Husband, I think, is a must watch. But I know people are not gonna like it for what it is. But yeah.
And in that same vein, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega is like super. Yes. It's a tasteless ass anime. So if you have the heart for some tasteless, raunchy, harem, etchy shit, this is a good one. This is Polow. Like, it's a Polow ass show. That
was gonna be one of my mentions too. It was next up, but you got it.
Yeah. And then don't watch Nagatoro because this shit is just not that good.
He said, "Don't watch Nagatoro."
But I've been watching every episode, and shit I don't know what it is about it. I'm just here, I guess. I'm committed. It's the first thing. It's the first thing I watch to get me in the mood to start watching other shows. Like, the order I go in every week is that I start maybe Thursday, Friday when I start watching stuff. I just turn that shit on and just be like, okay, let me just. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm in the mood to watch something good. And then that's when I'm able to go to other stuff and bounce around.
So also just stuff that, let's see. I'm going to give, I had another honorable mention. Where is it at? I've been killing snipes for 10 years and maxed out my level.
Oh, yeah.
That's another one I've been watching that is like, it's good. It's got funny moments. Megalobox 2, if you're into sports, also another good one. Way more story driven this season around.
Yes,
and then one that I meant to start that I haven't started yet, that I'm putting on my personal Montel must watch list, is The World Ends With You. The animation is 10 episodes in, and I'm just not there yet.
Oof. How about that one?
Yeah, I know, me too. Don't judge me.
Okay, all right. Now remember, next week we will be doing the summer 2021 anime preview. So look forward to that. Make sure y'all following us on Twitter at MikeCheckWaifu again, so y'all can get a copy of our lists, so y'all will know where to go for summer 2021. All right, let's get to know Mike Check Waifu, shall we?
Do it. Random number generator is me this time.
Copy that. I think I rolled the.
Right. I read the question.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm tripping.
Good. Random number generator. This part of this episode or show is when one of us reads a question associated with a random number that we generate from a generator. And you get to know us a little bit better. The number rolled for me is 68.
Does your family have a motto, spoken or unspoken?
A family motto?
Yeah.
I guess it's not really a motto, but no, not really. I mean, outside of treat a man how you want a woman to treat a woman how you want a man to treat your mom. That's the only.
I was gonna say, how about instead of motto, we go with like, does your family have like a dynamic, unspoken dynamic? Like my family, I would say if I had an unspoken dynamic in my family, is that like, regardless of whenever the last time we saw you, we still love you.
100%. Yes.
You know, that would be like my family dynamic.
That is mine as well. Like, no matter how long it's been, no matter how often we see each other, it's always that love. Yes. That is a good one. That is the one we've shared as Cromwells and Worthingtons for as long as we can remember. So, yeah.
Not even trying to be funny, that Cromwell family is like, it's so many of them. Yeah. I was about to say it's fake because every time I look, it's a Cromwell somewhere. Like, bruh.
It's a lot. It's a lot of them.
It's so many y'all and them.
They were known for being aggressive, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Great family though. I love them. Love them to death. I miss them too. I ain't seen them in a minute. Also shout out to my older brother. Shout out to my older brother Javon, who just got engaged today.
Oh, congratulations, King.
Yeah. He love it. Just got engaged. They've been together for a long time. My two nephews, Um, expecting the third actually. So,
Oh,
yes. So, the third nephew coming soon. I'm the only one in my immediate family that ain't got no kids. That's cool, I
yeah.
guess.
That just seems like a Polo thing too.
Right? And it's funny because my mom was always like, "You gonna have the most kids."
You might still. I just don't necessarily see it right now.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? Because I see you being really good with kids. Just not your own.
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I'm great.
Like, you know,
Fantastic with them. But I'm just like,
no kids, not this year, not next year, but you know,
I will give all of my loving to my nieces and nephews, family, and extended, and go from there. All right, we're gonna take this quick break. When we come back, we're gonna do spoiler talk for quite a few shows, including 86, the most episode 9 of 86 or 10.
I think it's 9.
Let me verify that. I'm gonna give y'all the right numbers because I'm a doofus. Yes, episode 9 of 86. We're going to spoil episode 9 of Tokyo Revengers. We're going to spoil episode 11 of Vivy. Also, episode 11 of My Hero Academia Season 5. So, if you haven't watched all of those or some of those, come back after you do watch it and share in the spoilers with us. If you guys want to write in and let us know your thoughts on stuff, join our gilded.gg/mightcheck. Or follow us on Twitter at MightCheckWaifu. We'll be right back after these. welcome back to episode 103 of My Check Waifu. Make sure y'all visit bluecomplex.com. Use it offer code waifu. All right. So the first thing we're going to spoil this week, as always, is going to be My Hero. Episode 11 of My Hero Academia. Fantastic episode. Well, fantastic. So. It was good. It was good. I'll say good.
It was good. It was better than the beginning of this season. Yes,
which has been kind of the trajectory of these last 4 episodes, but it still has some pacing issues that I had a problem with, but it wasn't too bad. I just feel like they're just trying so hard to drag out these episodes as much as possible.
Yeah, and that's what I hate, because I feel like they have so much content to fill this season with. Like they're not going to be caught up to the manga anytime soon, in my opinion. So like they're not. I don't think it's necessary for them to kind of slow this pacing down. Mm-hmm. They could, and they filled this episode with what the background of him like training and stuff again with All Might, and that's cool. That's all right.
Not necessary though.
It wasn't necessary. He could have just said, after everything I've been through, I can do this, and then just did it.
Yeah, the Shinzo and Aizawa conversation was okay, but it could have been trimmed down a bit.
Yeah, they are 2 heroes from the same strain, like from the same grain. They know that their powers are not necessarily super out in big hero type powers. So, cool. Make that resemblance. Let's keep it moving. There's so much more we can be talking about here.
Yeah. I also so they added those flashbacks and conversations, right? But they cut down on the capture of Class B. Like, I would have rather seen how they captured them, like, cleaner. You know what I'm saying? Because it just kind of happened, opposed to those flashbacks.
They gave us still shots.
Yeah, like still shots of them getting captured, which, I do like that. What's the dude name? Manano?
Oh, Grape Rush?
No, Minato did good too. Minato, but I'm talking about Manan. What's this Class B dude that can copy quirks?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
I think he has so much potential to be deadly.
He does. I think he has so much potential to be a good character.
Really?
Yeah, because like when he had that talk with Shinzo talking about where their place is in the world, that their quirks aren't really hero quirks like they were having with like Aizawa, right? Like that whole conversation in itself was like showing that the character, he thinks he's a well thought person, right? He thinks about what the scenario is. He's a good planner, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Even though he seems kind of like aggressive, pushy, almost villainous, he is thinking of, ways to make himself more heroic.
Right.
Which I think is cool, because that's what a hero in this climate of My Hero Academia would need.
Right. I also wish the other Class B members got more shine too, though, because I feel like their quirk was super unique too. Like I really like the dude that can make stuff small and big and shit.
Oh yeah,
that's
the dude who was dressed in the No, I like the dude with the double impact who is dressed in like the Dragon Ball Z gear.
Oh yeah, that was clean too.
He literally had the scouter on, the armor on.
Yeah,
he just didn't have the shoulder pads.
That was pretty dope. My Hero this season is so much better than season 4 though. It's crazy.
It's also because of how the pacing is going.
Yeah.
And at this point in season 4, there were so many flashbacks that I know you were like irritated.
I was so done. I was so fucking done, dude. I'm like, all right, I'm over this shit. I was just ready for that fight to happen and to be over, the overhaul fight, which was cool. Yeah. Like that was the only redeeming quality about that season. But yeah, no, season 5 is just started off slow, but definitely picking up to be way better, way better than season 4.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
Where you want to go next, bro?
Let's go to. Fuck, where do we want to go next? Where you want to go?
Let's hit Tokyo Revengers.
All right, let's do it.
This episode, to me, was like, what the
I know.
like, come on.
Yeah.
You just kind of feel like you get a moment to breathe, that things might be all right in the last episode, and they just not. Things are not all right. Then you come into this episode and you kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a fight still, but things are all right, right? Like, the whole gang pulled up to the fight. Tokyo Manji gang.
Yep.
And they started putting in work. I'm like, oh, they really raw out here. And the whole gang, like, I'm tripping off the pink hair dude, punching dude in the face. Murder, yay, murder, yay. I'm just like, come on, bro. Man, is this what kids should be yelling?
I love that character. The dude was just smiling the whole time too. I kind of wish they had more shine so we can get to know them. And then the first division captain with the long hair, he put his shit in the ponytail, threw down.
Like the black hair?
Yeah,
dude was raw too. It's just like, yo, I can't be mad at it. It was a really good overall enjoyable scene and everything. But then they're just like, the way they try to do it too, because I watched it, because I was thinking the same thing that our main character was thinking the whole time. Mm-hmm. Where's Drake at?
Yep, same.
Where's Drake at?
Because they were showing everybody throwing down except for Drake.
Everybody. No Drake and nothing like that.
Oh my God.
When Mikey pulled up, when the game pulled up, I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you see him in the middle of the fight, and you see God, what's our main character name again? I'm sorry. Takemichi. You see Takemichi walking up, looking for Drake, and you see the dude walking away, just kind of like satisfied with his knife in his hand. I'm just like, come on.
So last week we talked about how, because we had a question from Twitter talking about which one would you rather be a part of, Tokyo Revengers or Erased? And we talked about how in Tokyo Revengers, there's no really going backwards in that time per se, even though it is a time traveling backwards anime. You just can't go any further back than the date of the present. So question for you, Tel. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this?
I don't think he's dead yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead yet. And the only reason I say that is because you can be stabbed and you don't necessarily bleed out entirely, right?
Of course.
Because I think Draken was already tired from being hit in the head with a bat.
Baseball bat, concussed, right? For sure.
Yeah, he's got a concussion. I think the bigger concern is that I'm happy that everyone pulled up, because that means that as soon as they find out Draken is hurt, either A, everything's going to go to shit and everybody wants to fight even more, or Mikey's going to figure out what he can do to get Drake into the fucking hospital or something like that. So that's what I'm more interested in, because they all put up on bikes, so they have transportation. They can get them, and it's going to hurt with a stab wound, and something's got to shake. But the dynamic of this is that, like, there are people who are currently here who were not there originally.
Exactly.
So things have had to shift. And even if in this scenario Draken dies, the benefit is that it does not necessarily mean that the timeline stays the same, because Tomo doesn't necessarily split.
Right.
Yes, Mikey might still be a savage now because he no longer has Draken. But
yeah,
he does still have Takemichi, who can try and talk sense into him.
I do think it's needed, man. I do think it's needed.
That Draken dies?
No, that Draken survives, because I think that's the most important piece of that entire thing. Because no matter, like, okay, yes, it's slightly different than the timeline, but he's still dead. And with him still dead, as they already established how Draken was the voice of reason for Mikey needs Draken to continue to be that voice of reason. Otherwise, what's going to stop him or prevent him from going down that dark path, right? That dark path of him creating a Tomo gang to be the gang that kills Hina. So, I do think he's needed. I definitely do think he's needed.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I do think that it does change the dynamic a little bit. Like, if Draken dies, but everyone was there in that scenario, right? Because the gang was broken up, not because necessarily Draken dies, but because they thought that Mikey and Draken had that dispute and they were going to pin it on Mikey.
Yep.
Right. So this is different. They know that Mikey didn't do it. They know the whole story behind the stabbing right now. So the gang's not going to break up because of that. They're going to break up. If anything, the gang is less likely to break up and they're going to stay together, but they're probably just going to be overall more savage, which could lead to the gang being worse in the future or lead to them being a little bit more strict in the future. So while that sucks, I hope Draken didn't die.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard. It's hard to expound because we don't know yet.
Exactly.
We gotta wait till we get there.
It does that good. It does that ReZero thing to us where you just don't know what can happen.
Right.
The difference between this one and ReZero though is there's paths that we think we can take that may be similar, but we just don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, good episode though. Good episode. Still wasn't the standout because the one we're moving on to next, I say, is 86. 86. Oh my gosh, bro.
So you think 86 had that standout episode this week?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
I did like Vivy's. Vivy's was a big deal, but it wasn't. It was the start of their. It was the midpoint of their 3-episode trajectory that they always take whenever they go past, present, future. But this 86 is the one before the final episode, unfortunately. 86 ends next week, which is sad. But it totally makes sense for this situation. No, it doesn't end next week, or is it 2 more episodes?
I think it's got a couple more episodes. Right?
Yeah, 2 more. Yeah, because it's 11 episodes and this was 9. So yeah, the season is 11 episodes. But I mean, fuck. Let me talk about my gripe first. My gripe this episode, in episode 9, was
that the episode ended. No, I'm just joking,
that's also one. But actually, take a guess what my gripe was with 86. I just want to see if you have an idea of where I'm coming from.
I think that your issue with this episode 86 is I mean, I can point out a couple of things that I would say. So first, they introduced a new group to the Spearhead group, and while the group is heading out,
Wait, what?
Yeah, so like when they were leaving in the last episode, they had the whole new group for the Spearhead coming in.
Oh, okay. No, that wasn't.
But
I even forgot that happened.
Was it with the fight with the brother?
Yes. Now it's not the fight per se; it's the brother itself. What made the brother the big bad of the Legion? That shit was.
They explained it.
Poorly established. I know it was poorly established in the previous episode, but it just didn't. It didn't make sense for him to be this head honcho commander of the Legion, because why?
Well, so how they explained it, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be entirely wrong. But I remember how they explained it is that's why they destroy the brain when anyone dies out in the field.
100%. But why does the brother become the commander with the most conscious?
Well,
control?
I'm not necessarily sure specifically on that one, but they did say not specifically why it's the brother, but they did say that, like, so the Legion, if they get a brain, they become smarter, stronger, and those ones are no longer just the regular Legion. They're either like commanders or they're like the one that he was, right? And I don't think they actually know enough about it themselves, though, right? Realistically, like they know this is what happens only because he can hear them,
right? I think it was shoehorned. I think it was shoehorned in to give an emotional attachment to our main character. It wasn't a good, like, okay, a zillion Legion are just around the one brother. It wasn't a zillion Legion just around any of the other commanders that end up being taken over by the Legion. Like it just.
Well, this is the first commander we've seen, though. The others that we saw were like not this one.
Well, they were still taken over though by the Legion. You know,
Well, no, so and this is just like how I interpret it. So like I said, once again, I could be entirely wrong. The way I saw it is this: the Legion itself is its own entity, and think of it as like almost like how the AI, they're like AI robots or whatever, and they take the brain of a human
Right.
to to replace what they already have. They could be, I don't know, they could be some kind of alien force or something. The way I see it is that those commander units are already there.
Sure.
They're already moving and doing whatever they need to do. But when they find a human brain, they take the qualities of that and put it into a commander or another legion to help evolve their unit. So he was, let's say he was as good as Shin. Like if Shin dies, he's not gonna be any everyday regular legion because he is actually raw. Like he out here making moves. So they're gonna move him into a commander unit as like that's what makes sense for a stronger unit to
Again,
be.
I understand exactly how all of that works.
But you're talking about why like the brother being there was like just a pull of, like they just pulled that out.
It was a fucking pull because of the simple fact is they gave him a digital body. You know, they gave him again, we don't know how the Legion completely works, like you said. You're right about that, but they gave him this consciousness that's saying, "Oh, I'm going to come find you, my brother." When the rest of everybody else that became Legion were just repeating the same thing over and over. This guy had the ability to think, "Oh, I'm going to be the only one that kill my brother. I'm going to be like, he's the only one that has this capability of a thought processor." You know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed weird because for him to save his brother from another Legion thing trying to kill him, like, no, I'm going to be the one to kill my brother, that was so stupid. It was dumb. It was just that whole aspect of that story of the big brother being this big bad part of the Legion was kind of dumb. And they could have just made it be like, oh, here's a boss battle. Normally fine, but they wanted to give us that emotional connection, which to be fair, I still was invested in that emotional connection when he was upset about or finally killing his brother.
Now, one of the things that I actually thought was really cool about that whole dynamic, right, is that in real life, no brother is going to want to kill their little brother like that, right? Like that whole setup was way like ridiculous for someone to want to kill their brother. Now, what I thought was cool about that was that clearly, although it has his brother's like kind of like consciousness, it's clearly still a Legion where it's trying to expand the army.
Sure.
You know? Mm-hmm. And that's why killing the brother not necessarily is important, but it's like, is it really your brother at that point? Like, yeah, it has your brother's consciousness. It has your brother's memories and thoughts, but it's still trying to expand the army. It's gonna kill you. Its goal is to kill you and put you into another robot and just expand the army like anything else.
They should have kept it consistent. You know, that's all I'm saying. When the girl got taken and she kept saying, "I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die," because those were her last words. Mm-hmm. With the brother, he had like full conversations within himself, which was just, it was all weird, man.
I don't know, bro. I like that hierarchy because it shows that girl, while she was,
but there was no hierarchy there. It just was him. It was just him being able to do more. Like so because they took his brain, he was able to do more because he was better. Is that what you're saying?
That's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that like she was not overall as competent of a warrior or fighter.
But why does that mean
someone else?
But why does that mean she doesn't have any more consciousness than he does?
I don't necessarily think that's what they're going after though, right? And that's what I was trying to get at before. I don't think it's necessarily the consciousness specifically, because they're using the brain to essentially operate and make the unit itself stronger. And it's not like it's an independent unit, but the higher up units, they're accessing more of the human brain, I think, in terms of like to understand like like fighting patterns and stuff like that. Like one of the things they showed us is that the unit that his brother's unit was commanding had mortars. They had their own alien race mortar thing that they were firing. They had never seen those before. Right. And that was developed by a whole nother unit. So that was like saying that you take this person who knows a little bit more and they develop the entirety of the army more. It's like a hive mind kind of thing without necessarily being codependent.
Okay, so you just killed it right there. the hive mind thing. It's a hive mind. So I get all of that part. I get they put him in a different unit than anybody else, but I still don't fucking understand how this guy had a disembodied head where he was having conversations with himself, where he was emotionally looking up at the mortar coming down on him like, oh no. Like, I don't understand how he has that capability. Like, why just him? And it was only because he was the bigger brother. He was the emotional attachment for this episode. That's the part that I just was sitting there like, that don't feel right. That don't feel right. It just didn't
Maybe
feel
they'll
right.
explain it to us.
I hope so.
Because I mean, and to me, that wasn't even the most like emotionally invested part for me.
No.
The part that had me the most emotionally invested was obviously our major running out because she knows they're going off into where the radio silence starts, right? She's not gonna be able to hear them anymore. And they just kind of just go off having a regular conversation almost without her. Like, she's trying to get their attention.
She's trying to be a part of it. Yeah.
And they're just like, well, this is it. This is where we started at, out here in the middle of basically hell, nowhere. And I was like, yo, that shit right there is gonna kind of get me.
Right. It was when she was, yeah. I don't know, man. I really like the Major a lot, for sure.
And that her friend kind of came in clutch with the mortars.
Yep. I knew that she was gonna. I knew that Shin was a part of that whole coincidence, I guess if you want to call it that. But it was so good. Bringing that together
when those mortars came out, though, that's not what I expected, right? Like, when they fired the mortars, I was thinking, damn, the Legion, they using their mortar shit on y'all.
Yep.
But it's about to be a wrap.
I thought they were shooting. Yeah. You thought the same thing I thought. You thought they were shooting their mortars up at them. Nah.
Yeah, bro. I was like, it's a wrap, bro. Yeah, our whole little spearhead squad about to be gone.
Yeah, they
had 2 episodes of nothingness.
Yeah, man. I thank goodness that nobody else died. To be honest, man, I was
there's
shocked.
only 4 of them.
Well, it was only 5 of them. 5 of them.
Was it 5?
Yeah, because you got the captain, you got the dude that was second in command, essentially.
Oh,
the
shit.
white hair.
So it was 5.
Yeah. The white haired girl, or not, the purple haired girl was closest to white.
Yeah. I had the placement split up because it was the 4 that stayed back and let Shin do his fight, and then they all came to help. Yeah, it was 5.
Yep. Whew. It was good, man. This show is good. I can't believe it just shot up our ranks, and we just started watching it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. That just means it's good. That's just all the better.
All right. And then last but certainly not least.
At all. Vivy, Fluorite Eyes song.
Oof. Gosh. I'm so sad that the shit still happened, man. I don't know why I was expecting a happy ending, knowing who the writer of this shit is, but I should have known better. I should have known better. Like when the kid was trying to take her bear back, and then you just see the dad get fucking bludgeoned to death. I was like, oh.
The funniest shit, but not funny at all.
I know what you're about to say. I already know what you're about to say.
Fucking little box.
Yo, the second funniest, but not funny at all, was after Vivy saved the big dude and he get hit by the car.
I'm just like, yo,
it's too much, man. It's too much. I was wincing so much, bro.
These AI are heartless, and that's what they are. But it was like, yo, realistically, if we had drones in the world and they had AI intelligence in them, what's the easiest way to take the entire group out? Just fly down and knock them in the head.
Yeah,
it made sense. I'm just like, you just see people like they whole worry is like, okay, I'm hiding behind this car. I step out, boom, get hit with a drone flying from the sky. Step out from another car, boom, an actual car come and hit you. I'm just like, yo, bro. I was literally thinking about trying to get a Tesla. Now I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get a Tesla, bro. Not out here doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
That with Vivy going on. We ain't gonna do the Tesla thing.
Yeah, man. To see Elizabeth though, that was a shock. made sense 100% when they explained in the story about the fact that she was never connected to the archive.
Yeah.
But why is Vivy not?
But also, so like what I find interesting about it, right? Well, the most interesting thing about this episode was that they were not actually time traveling, right? Like they didn't physically time travel to solve these things.
They sent back the consciousness.
They created a program and they were able to send the data back in time.
Yes. Which is special.
That shit was like a big brain. I like that.
It's insane. That's the thing. Goes back to the world builder conversation we had last week. But everything is built so well. It's so easy, not easy to understand because again, you can miss shit. But you can comprehend this form of time travel way clearer than you can Tokyo Revengers for sure. Like, cause that shit just kind of happens, which is weird. But maybe we'll get an explanation for that one day.
Yeah. And then we get to see the actual like Toke group, right? Yes. So we see that not everyone in Toke believes that AI is bad. Some of them just want to be like on even ground as them.
Yes.
And it's like, why would you join a AI terrorist group? Like they're literally fighting against AI.
Yeah, the leader believes in coexistence, and we found out that the leader was actually the granddaughter of the one that started the whole resistance in the first place, which is crazy. The one that Vivy was fighting against literally for, I don't know,
100 years.
Yeah, essentially 100 years. Oh my goodness, man. It's pure chaos. So the next episode is the final, right?
No, I think we got 2 more episodes, right? It's episode 12 airs next week.
Okay.
And then episode 13.
Yeah, I keep looking at my list here and it always shows what's coming out next. But okay, yeah. So what do you think is going to be the outcome of this? Sad to say that the war between AIs and humans are already active. They're already fucking beefing. What can be the outcome?
I think next episode is only going to get worse. And then they're going to find, well, because that satellite is coming down.
That's right. I forgot about the satellite. Oh, shit. That's
so what I think is going to happen is I think Vivy's going to shut down all AI in general. Just say like, fuck it.
Interesting.
Shut down all AI, but she's gonna leave her song behind. But that's literally gonna be like it. Like no more AI shit.
Is the song the reason they're doing? Do you think the song is the reason they're doing this?
No, I think the song was just something like a code, right? Like because Vivy wrote the song with her own autonomy.
Exactly. And that's why I think it was like essentially a fucking virus to the archive.
Well, I think that's what happened. Like the archive was trying to take over Vivy, but instead of taking over Vivy, it took the song instead. And the song is like the virus that infected all of AI to make them, do that. But
I think we're saying the same thing in a different way.
Because I think we're going for the same thing.
Yeah, because I do think her creating that song with autonomy, which is something that's never been done before, because every song that's been created was created by a songwriter or songstress robot, or a person that put it in the robot. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But I think the fact that she created this gave the archive, like you said, the ability to have full awareness, for lack of a better word, to then say let's eliminate the human race.
Because we can't take this anymore. Like, they're horrible.
Exactly.
Or maybe the archive, while it gave like some autonomy, it was information that was basically unprocessable, right? Like the only reason Vivy was able to process this was from like 100 years of having the same mission and then having that one mission collaborate into another mission. So her mission not only was 1, but like 2. So Vivy gained autonomy through that, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just having the singular mission. Whereas the archive's singular mission is like, keep all AI robots updated,
Right.
So Vivy essentially gave something autonomy, secondhand, and it was like, oh no, we know I can't handle this. Why would I even want to think about? Do you know how many chances and different reactions there are with that much? Vivy, why are you giving me this freedom to just do life?
Yep.
And Archive's like, nah, fuck that. Kill the humans.
Yep. That's exactly it, man. That's exactly it. Because again, they kind of showed how everything leading up to this point, to the Archive getting to this point, had everything to do with Vivy. Vivy also helped with that because she realized the emotions of, everything, just everything, every fucking incident that ever happened. Crazy, man. Crazy. This show's just been way too good, man.
Way too good, bro. I agree.
So
this season has been amazing.
Crazy, right? And this season, we didn't expect anything at all.
When we were pointing out which ones we thought were going to be bangers, we did not choose any of these. None. It's crazy.
I also want to mention that Osamaki episode was so good. I just gotta say that. I just needed the opportunity to praise Osamaki.
It was a fun episode.
Yeah, man. It was good, man. Hajihiro was also well done. Good stuff, man. Good week. All right. So let's wrap up.
So we just finished talking about Vivy. What y'all think about Vivy? The Archive crashed into the earth. Y'all think that's gonna be it for it? It's like a meteorite, basically. The latest episode of 86, y'all. Goodness gracious. 86 to me is hitting really hard on the story front. I hope y'all enjoying it. Polow's enjoying it. Can't believe it shot up so fast. Tokyo Revengers, yo. Come on, man. Can y'all let Drake stay?
Please.
Just let him live, bro. He ain't want to do nothing wrong.
So
My Hero Academia. This season is definitely better than last season. I think it's gonna get better, but let's see how it goes. Hopefully they can keeping the plot and the pacing good. Then we had to get to know Mic Check Waifu. Does your family have a motto, a dynamic that you would like to tell us? Let us know. And then we also talked about our much watch list. So we started off from top to bottom. Number 10 being Full Dive, number 9 being Seven Nights, 8 Shadows House, 7 Saints Magic. The Saints Magic is Omnipotent. Number 6 is My Hero Academia. Number 5 is Uzumaki. Number 4 is Hajihiro. Number 3 is Tokyo Revengers. Don't sleep on it.
Yes.
Number 2 is 86. Don't sleep on it. Number 1 is Vivy. If y'all sleep, don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on it.
with some honorable mentions in there. That's probably gonna be some of your favorite section right there. And we also talked about the Twitter timeline, talking about podcasts rehash the same topics. That's false. Listen to better podcasts. Check out Mic Check Waifu, and all the other brother sister podcasts that we have out there.
Indeed.
Polow and his trip to H-Town, how he liked being in Houston, how he's gonna like living in Houston permanently. But yeah, that's been episode 103.
I'm at Polow Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media. You
can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mic Check.
I like that echo gets cleaner every single time.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu.